Oh, come on, pork pie. Why don't you give it a go? You might find a facet of your personality you never knew existed.
I know all about my facets. Thank you very much.
Every week is some newfangled idea. Now you're telling us just by reading somebody's writing, you could tell something about their personality. Last time it was about body language.
Ah, that's true, Desmond. Even the way someone sits can tell you a lot about a person's inner workings.
My inner workings are private, and there's nothing wrong with my handwriting. Tell him, Desmond.
That's true. Pork pie has always been a devotee of the 3 R's.
What? Reading, writing, and arithmetic?
No. Rum, racing, and rum.
So go on then, Matt. What do you make of that, then?
Tony, you got nothing better to do?
No.
At first glance, Tony, it seems that you're an impulsive and highly creative person. These large circles above your eyes show a very outgoing personality.
So do these large ones below my eyes, Matt.
Right, Matt, do your worst, mate.
Hello, Dad.
Hello.
Matthew, Uncle Put
Hello,
Pie, Tony.
girl.
All right, Sean.
All right, check this out, right? Matthew is going to tell me all about my personality just from looking at my handwriting.
We should just look under your bed.
Sean Ambrose is well dread.
What, it says that in that book?
No, it's what he wrote down.
I can tell from Sean's writing that he's a highly intelligent individual with deep sensual undertones, which are denoted by these big loops.
Oi, should I be a model or what, eh? Or what?
Oi, Lee, have you got big loops?
Well, I've never had any complaints, Gloria, no. Here, Des, did you put out an APB on Shirley? Because I've just seen her and Beverly dashing up the high street like they was going for the world record. I mean, they went past me, and I was in the motor.
Well, you can't blame her. She's probably trying to escape from Beverly. I mean, I would outrun Linford Christie just to get away from that woman. Well, hope she hasn't invited her back here. You know, I don't allow gossip in the shop.
Yeah.
Quite right, too, Desmond. I hear that Beverly was at Fat Larry's the other day, and she spoke for half an hour without drawing a breath.
And she came in with that young man from the news agency.
So, you don't mean that youngster who went up...
Him!
Beverly, best you come upstairs and have a cup of tea.
Come in! Do you think
Stupid woman.
What on earth is going on?
I'm going to get to the bottom of this.
It can't be.
You did?
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Won't leave much to the imagination.
Do you want to bet? When Alex sees me in this, his imagination's going to run riot.
The same way your mum and dad would if they kept you wearing it.
Shirley, lock up your daughter.
I think she saw the dress, Glow.
Look, Beverly, just calm down. Gloria, put the kettle on. Beverly's had a bit of a shock. What's that? She looks like she's seen a ghost. We have. A devil ghost. Perhaps a small rum, Shirley. Purely for medicinal purposes, you understand. What's going on?
You haven't really seen a ghost, have you?
As large as life. No, not a ghost, just a man. A man we haven't seen for more than 30 years. Joseph Toussaint Montpellier. Better known as...
Calypso?
I wonder if I may speak with Shirley Plachette.
Shirley Ambrose. She's not here at the moment. I'm Desmond Ambrose, her husband. Perhaps I can...
Oh, yes. You used to be in that jazz band. What were they called? The Georgetown Steamers. With that odd little man. What was his name? Top Hat.
It was the Georgetown Dreamers, and it's pork pie, not Top Hat.
I'm sorry. It's been a long time.
Not long enough.
Tell Shirley I'll come in to see her tomorrow at 3. There's something I'd like to speak to her about. A private matter. Goodbye, gentlemen.
Jove, who was that then?
Yeah, and what do you want with Mum?
He has the bearing of a man of great importance.
Bit of a flashy dresser and all.
Pops, what's going on?
Calypso. He's come for your mother after all these years.
Calypso? Who is Calypso?
Who's that?
Every year, Calypso would come to the masquerade in Guyana, singing his love songs, telling his stories, romancing everything in a skirt. That devil could charm the birds out of the trees. Bit of a Casanova, eh? Your father was a bit of a Casanova. No, Calypso was something entirely different. He only had to sing. And any girl he wanted was his.
Oh, a bit like Julio Iglesias.
Speak for yourself, love.
9 months after Calypso's visits, there'd be a population explosion. That man was a walking baby boom. Desmond used to call him the Pied Piper of Passion. Till one year he set his sights on Shirley. I couldn't tell you what Desmond called him then.
He had a voice like warm honey and molten lava.
Yeah, his guitar sounded like angels plucking their harps.
Devils more like.
Yeah, but what's all this got to do with Mum?
Look, I better go upstairs and check on Shirley and Beverly and...
All right, Des. Yeah.
We'll look after things down here, mate.
Right, Popeye. You give us the full SP on this Calypso geezer.
All right. One year, Calypso saw a pretty young girl that he hadn't seen before. A beautiful, warm, and friendly girl. The preacher's daughter.
Oh, you mean Mum?
Yeah, she had started to come to dances to hear your father and me play.
That's Shirley, all right. Warm, beautiful, intelligent, and friendly.
Yeah.
But with very poor taste in music.
Then came the time for the masquerade, the carnival. A small boat appeared on the horizon. Calypso had come to weave his musical web again.
I've got no goosebumps, please.
Calypso had made up in his mind that before the masquerade was over, Shirley would be his prize.
So what was it to be then, eh? Pistols at dawn for him and Des, yeah?
Calypso's weapons were his songs. Women were defenseless against them.
And I suppose all Desmond had was his trumpet.
Yeah, but surely Mum wasn't having any of this, man.
Calypso's powers over women verged on the supernatural, Sean. It was like magic.
And I expect you had a similar magical effect.
Well,
You only had to say hello to a girl, and hey, presto, she disappears.
Go on, Uncle Popeye.
well, your mother brushed him off, but Calypso didn't give up that easily. He had a reputation to live up to.
Yeah, it's difficult. I know.
If ever a girl resisted him, Calypso would simply write a song just for her. He never failed, ever.
Did he ever write one for Mum?
One moonlight night, Calypso set sail to play on one of the islands. He asked Shirley to go with him. Shirley refused. She said she was going to stand by Desmond. Calypso was furious and swore that when he returned, he would have written his most passionate love song just for Shirley.
Steamy or what, eh?
Sailed away on the night tide and was never seen again.
Mills and Boone, eat your heart out.
What happened, Mrs. Ambrose?
Well, his guitar was washed up on some remote shore months later, but there was no sign of Calypso.
Until now. He's just paid us a visit. If you don't mind, I'd like to have a word with my wife. Alone.
Come on, Beverly.
I think I should stay here and give Shirley my support.
We better get you home.
The past always catches up on you, Ambrose.
Don't let her pass near any naked flames. So he's come for you after all this time? You Caribbean Casanova. Pied Piper of Passion. Well, if you think he's just gonna stroll in here and strum a few chords of some dusty old love song and glide out here with my wife, he got another thing coming.
You got me bags packed already? How you know what he wanted?
He asked for you personally, so he didn't want a haircut. So he's coming back tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock. Well, Shirley, here's to the last 22 hours of our marriage.
Desmond? Look. You see, in the old days, people had to make their own entertainment. Calypsonians would come with their love songs, telling their stories and gossip from all over.
Oh, well, I guess like rap music's the music of the streets. I suppose Calypso's the music of the islands, yeah?
Well, what about this Joseph Toussaint Montpellier, then? Was he really that hot?
Who knows? You take a balmy night and the moonlight shining on the bay.
Check it. The air tick with the scent of jasmine and honeysuckle.
And a sprinkling of young couples in love.
Well, who knows, eh? On a night like that, even the Georgetown Dreamers would sound good, eh?
So could it be that Calypso's weird and wonderful powers are just part of folklore?
No, it is all true. I have first-hand knowledge.
Oh, well, tell us then.
Well, there was this girl, Yvette Xavier.
Yeah, I remember her.
Boys used to flock to her like bees round the honeypot. A tall, statuesque girl from a very good family. She'd have nothing to do with the local boys.
You mean?
What happened?
Calypso. She was a very strong girl, and she resisted his advances.
Yeah, well, good for her.
But Calypso wasn't a man to be put off that easily. One night, he stole into her garden and stood beneath her bedroom window, and he sang his song.
Oh, one he'd written just for her, right?
Yeah, so what happened next?
Twins.
That was just idle gossip.
Yeah, Dad, I suppose you was in the honeysuckle bush watching all this.
No. Pork pie was.
Well, I'm going over to see if Beverly's feeling better.
Yeah, well, we're clear up, Mum.
Thanks.
Well, children, I suppose this is the last meal we'll have together as a family.
Oh, cheer up, Dad. Look, Beverly said once Mum had gone, she'd come round and cook for us.
Thanks, Gloria. That's just what I wanted to hear.
Hey, Dad, why don't you write Mum a love song?
Huh?
Yeah, that'd be sweet. Why don't you give it a go?
Me? A love song? Oh, don't be silly.
Come on then, Dad, let's hear it.
Well, it's not quite ready yet.
Come on, before Mum gets back.
Well, it's just the words.
Dad!
Shirley, Shirley, you my girlie. Your teeth are white and your hair is...
At least Marvin Gaye rests easy in his grave tonight, won't he, Bill?
Well, if you're all so smart, why don't you do better?
Yeah, well, as a matter of fact, we just might. Lee, give me a box, man. All these years, some filled with laughter and some filled with tears. Surely, after all we've been through, I'd just like to say that I still love you.
Shirley, girl, Shirley, girl, you're my one and only. Stay with your man, baby, don't leave me lonely.
Yeah, well, I don't think this musical thing's gonna work.
Wait a minute, Desmond, you haven't heard anything yet. I'll buy you a pair of, purple gloves. Shirley, nah, that can't be right.
Okay, let's have a look. Huh? No wonder you wouldn't let me analyze your writing.
I wrote it in a hurry.
It looks as though you wrote it in the dark. No, Desmond, what you need is a West African highlight. You see, we Africans know how to romance our women. Better, better, tell you what they did. Tell you what they did.
Oh, look, come on, Sean. Let's leave the crew and get on with it, eh?
Deserting the sinking ship, are you?
Yeah.
Beverly said thanks for...
Back already, Mum.
Gloria, what is that you almost got on?
It's new. Don't you like it?
I'd like it if there was twice as much of it.
I'm a big girl now.
So why did you buy such a small dress?
I suppose it is a bit minimal.
Sit down, Gloria. You know, today they're all going on about how much someone's handwriting can say about a person. Yes, but what do you think that dress is saying to all the men you pass in the street?
Pretty short conversation.
You know, every generation think that they invented sex and all the rigmarole that goes with it. That's just fine by me. It's part of life. It's part of growing up. I know a lot has changed since I was your age, but some things will always remain the same. And one day you'll be talking to your daughter about the same things. She'll say you're being overprotective and that you just don't understand. But hopefully she'll listen.
Okay, Mum. Anyway, truth or dare? Did you lead Calypso on?
Every woman likes to be admired, Gloria, young or old. We all send out signals, you know, but sometimes we really don't reckon with the consequences. A smile that turns into a blush, a glance held just too long, an accidental touch that lingers, and before you know it,
I can't wait to meet him.
Desmond Ambrose, if you look at your watch one more time.
Oh, what time is it? Is the Pied Piper of Passion not here yet, then?
No, what's going on? I'm surprised you're not selling tickets.
Oh, why didn't I think of that?
John, what are you doing here?
Late lunch, Dad.
Look, Des, we just wanted to be in your corner just in case there was any rough stuff, you know?
Lee, nothing is going to happen.
Typical men always wanting to flex their muscles.
Yeah, except for the one that matters.
Sure, what matters is that we all support the Ambrose family and make sure that this man does not drive a wedge between Desmond and Shirley.
I can't believe it, Matt. You actually make sense.
He come in! He come in!
Shirley, pleasure. You haven't
Ambrose, Shirley Ambrose.
a rose by any other name.
Let me tell you something. This rose comes with thorns attached. You, Bluebeard.
Desmond, that is no way to behave. Now, please, let's make our guest welcome.
Oh, certainly, my dear. Ah, flowers. How delightful.
Desmond Ambrose!
Show him, Jazzy D.
I'm handling this. Let me take your hat. You know, you are right, Shirley. We must make our guests feel welcome. Never let it be said that the Ambrose family don't know how to extend the hand of friendship after all. It's not every day that you meet a legendary philanderer come to thief your wife.
It's been a long time since anyone called me that. It's a Reverend Montpelier these days.
So we see, please sit down.
So, what's this story about you disappearing?
Well, after I sailed from Guyana that night, I was caught in a terrible storm. I capsized and drifted for 3 days, clinging onto my guitar. Eventually, I was picked up by a tramp steamer bound for Brazil. When I got there, I realized that God had spared this sinner for a reason. I decided to dedicate the rest of my life to his good work and stayed on in Brazil to work amongst the poor.
You'll have your work cut out for you in Pickham, then, wouldn't you?
No, I'm here on a fundraising mission. And who better to introduce me to the community leaders than Shirley Ambrose, daughter of one of the most respected preachers in Guyana.
I'm flattered.
I'm flabbergasted.
Shirley's father ran me out of town more than once. A great man. And Desmond here wasn't doing too badly just now either.
Of course, we didn't know of your new calling.
Yes, we're sorry, Reverend. You know, sometimes my husband's mouth works faster than his brains. Tea, perhaps?
No, thank you, Shirley.
Reverend Calypso,
Yes?
do you remember that song that you wrote for Mum?
Sorry, I know. You want to finish your old father off?
Just a little bit, man.
Yeah.
I've never heard of real Calypso.
Really? How quaint. I don't think we should.
Oh, go on, show these youngsters what they've missed.
Well, I remember a verse or two.
I'm not listening. I'm not listening.
Give me a D, man. I picked up my guitar, Shirl, and wrote you this song. It sounds like a ballad, girl, but darling, you're wrong. It's an opus to you, Shirley, without a bandage crew. Whatever they're saying about me, Lord knows I'm not rude. You're the preacher's daughter, darling, we should find the altar. But before we do that, come we go round the back. When Ghana girls go strolling by Georgetown Seawall, watch behind how them rolling. I just want to ball. You young and innocent, Shirley, but it's not too soon. 2 minutes with me, my darling, and I'll change your tune. But before we do that, come we go round the back. You're the baker's daughter, darling, we should find the altar. And before we do that, come we go round the back. No, please. Applaud Shirley, my inspiration.
Excuse me. My wife.